Why these boys stressing? Look, I got them shook. Okay, now watch me drive back like Jameis Winston. Give me out your mentions. I forgot to mention.
I'll be turned up every time that song come on. Shout out to Kid Timmy D, man. Welcome back to Who That TV, everybody. I am your host, Draye Allen. Man, our season is officially over, y'all. Uh Honestly, I thought I'd be sad about the situation. I'm really happy. Ain't no more stress. We're gonna look into this off season, make some big moves for the team. And hopefully Mickey Loomis and them, man, they got something in the works, man, because we got a lot to do, man. We're gonna talk about our free agents though for us this year. We're gonna talk about the Sean Payton situation. We're gonna get into our schedule dropped. It's not in order, but we do got the home and away teams that we will be facing this year. So we're gonna get into depth with all that, man. And then we also got our week 18 breezy picks of the week recap. Nobody won. The Cowboys messed it up for everybody. I looked at everybody's stuff. But we're gonna get into all that, man. Playoffs is here, baby. Hey, let me bring in our other host, J.Floyd, man. What's up, J.Floyd?
Who that, man? For the last time, and I'm rightfully so. I'm happy that it's the last time. Coming back to y'all again after another Saints loss. That definitely should have been a win, but it's the last game of the season, so it's bittersweet. But I got a smile on my face because for the first time in 18, 19 weeks, there are good news in the tabloids on Twitter about the Saints. And we're gonna get into a little bit of that later, but I'm excited and I can't help but smile about what I've been seeing. So I'm happy, but I'm sad because the playoffs are going on and we're gonna be on the couch. But until then, you see, I got my buddy right here. And Joey.
Joe Shiesty, huh?
And Joey we trust, right?
For real. We like the little Simpsons meme where we got the Saints logo and then you go into the bushes and you come back out with the Bengals on your shirt.
Yeah, with stripes on my chest.
For sure. We will be missing our other host today, y'all. Ken handling some business, but he will be back on here with us this weekend to chop it up about the
game day. Yeah, man. So. Can't wait to see what he got, what he's thinking about how the playoffs are gonna play out and pretty much everything beyond that, man. So can't wait to get you back, brother.
For sure. We will be missing your presence, Ken, man. But I know you'll tune in later on and watch this, man. Hey, man. Before we get into everything, of course, we do gotta get into our sponsors real quick. First sponsors first, of course, is Buneenies, y'all. Buneenies.com. If you haven't got you one yet, please go get you one. It's at www.buneenies.com. They got all type of colors, man. Red, black, orange, pink, cream. I got me a cream one as we speak it, man. It is live, man. Yellow, baby blue, whatever you need, man. They also got kid sizes on there. And then you can also check the cause that the money they're raising is going into a good cause. So you can see the cause on the website, and then also you can see a little backstory about Bud. So man, if you haven't yet, go support, man. Buneenies.com. Real fire product, and hey, you want to get you one, man. I got one. I need a few more, man. So Buneenies.com.
Yeah, go click that. Definitely put it in your bookmark on your browser. You definitely want to be checking back with Buneenies.com. I even missed the sale and I was upset about they had a buy one get one free going, but it was 1 day only. This was probably about a week and a half ago, and I saw it like 2 days late. So you definitely want to follow them on Instagram. It's at Buneenies, as you see it on your screen, and put their link in your bookmark to check back for any sales, anything that might be going on, man. It's fire. I got about 4 at this point and more on the way. So
yes,
you want to check the product out and definitely support the people behind it.
For sure. And then it is going to be getting back cold here soon. Y'all know, out here in Texas, it still feel good. Yeah, it still feel good right now. But man, I know it's going to get. I know when like the end of January coming into February, I'm like, man, it'd be cold, man. I remember last year it was
especially
freezing.
Where you at, bro. I came and visited you out in Austin before the wedding.
Yeah,
dog, it was
cold, man.
Dumb freezing. I wish I had a Bunini back then, but I'm set now for when I come check out the place.
For sure. So if you haven't yet, go get y'all one, man. Buneenies.com, man. Appreciate y'all for sponsoring this Buneenies. Next sponsors next is MKE Drip or Drown. Hey, London works day by day, man. Man, I actually commented to him on his Instagram page. He had the white ones. I want to say it's the low top or it looked kind of like creamish Floyd, but it had the black Nike check and it's just
Uh-huh.
hey man, it just reminded me. You already know of our team, man. I was like, man, I need them. So I hit him up. He said he gonna look in on my size and get at me ASAP. And but London's working, man. He's working day by day. He's always putting some fire shoes on a story. He'll work with you with the prices. All you gotta do is go follow London, man, at MKE_drip_drown. You'll see all his shoes, man. Hey, drip your feet out, man. Go get you some fire.
Lundeezy. Yeah, you definitely want to go follow him on Instagram and tap into what he's got going. Excuse me, for anybody that's a sports fan, whether that's a Saints fan or whether that's not even a football fan, he's definitely got some shoes that's gonna match a jersey that you go on.
Yes,
Like we just did a giveaway, and I'm sure somebody could get something that matched that Pittsburgh Steelers that they had and whatnot. And moving forward, I'm definitely going to tap in and get something that matches a Pelicans jersey because I got a
yes.
Bonini that matches one already. So if you're thinking what I'm thinking and you want to kind of do a little matchy outfit, definitely tap in with London at MKE_drip_drown.
For sure. And Floyd, I know you got the basketball, the pro league coming up, man. And
Yeah,
I know you're gonna need some new shoes for that too. So I already know you. I,
ASAP,
I remember on
ASAP.
the
I need
last
some.
one,
I don't cancel me, y'all, but I need some Kyries. They the best of hoop in.
let's get
So,
it.
so that's exactly what I'm tapping in with London on after this podcast, bro.
For sure, man. Shout out London, man. Appreciate you also, London, man, for sponsoring Who That TV, man. I know you're working hard, man, and yeah, man, y'all go tap in with London, man. You will not be disappointed, I promise you.
Oh yeah, all that hard work is paying off. Y'all don't want to miss out. I also just thought about something, man. I mean, this isn't anything we talked about, but you never know. It could be a possibility that if you mention that, you coming over from Who That TV or that we sent you, he might show you some love. You know what I mean?
You
He's
never
already
know.
showing love on the prices as is. If you
Hmm.
ask any of his customers, but he might, take a little $20 off. Take a little shipping off. I'm not
For
speaking
sure,
for him, but I'm saying just mention that you came from Who That TV, and he might work with you, man. But
for sure,
other than that, definitely want to go and see what he's got coming because it changes every single day. I love going to his stories and seeing the catalog.
for sure, man. Shout out London, man. MKE, Drip or Drown, man. And that is our two sponsors, man. Again, appreciate y'all, and show the sponsors some love, man, because they working hard over there, and the money is going to a good cause for both of them. So yes, indeed. And then also y'all want to pop up our link tree. That's our link tree right there. linktr.ee with the slash who that TV. You can go check out all our pages, man. It has my Facebook, Floyd's Facebook, Ken's Facebook, all our Twitters. We also got YouTube, Twitch. We on. Hey man, go check it out, man. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. We got all type of stuff on
Run
Linktree.
it
So
up, man. Run it
hey,
up. You
run
want
it
to
up.
get in while we on the ground level because we leveling up, man. So
Yes, sir.
it's good to see our supporters that are here right now. We honestly wrapping up season 1 of Who That TV, and we excited
Mhm.
for what season 2 is gonna be, bruh. So y'all want to tap in now. You definitely want to hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button on all of the links. Once you click this link tree, and just be in the loop, be in the know because a lot of new things are coming for
For
season
sure.
2.
And I'm glad you mentioned that too, Floyd, because we are wrapping up stuff. We're gonna run through the playoffs, and then after that, man, we're gonna take a little break off, man. Everybody needs a break, get all the stuff together and stuff. And for next season, what we gonna have planned for y'all, because we got a lot of big things coming for y'all, man. Next season, we're gonna be talking it up, throughout this while we're all taking a little break, trying to find out what we're gonna have coming for y'all. But I promise y'all, man, next season you do not want to miss it, man.
Up.
I'm excited for it, man. I can't wait. We're gonna have our little fantasy league for Who That TV and everything we got going on, man. We got planned in the works. So man, I'm excited, man. It's this season been lovely, man. I really didn't even expect it to be how it was
I
this year.
promise you.
You know what I mean? And man, nothing but love. And it wouldn't be without for y'all guys. So hey, I appreciate all the love, the support, and everything. But That's our link tree, man. If y'all haven't already, man, go continue to follow us on all our pages. We got Kendrick in here. What's up, Ken? Man, he said the goats. My
Nah,
boy,
that's
man.
you. That's
It's
you, the
you.
king. I still ain't dethroned you, dog. I'm sick.
Jalen also in here. He said, "Heard y'all talk about me last
Uh-oh.
podcast. I'm here now."
JV. JV.
JB, man, what's up, my boy JB? Yes, indeed. But let's get into it, man. We got a lot to cover with Floyd tonight. We're gonna try to tackle all of
I'm
them
gonna try
real
not to
quick,
smile
man.
too much.
I'm gonna try to real talk because it is a lot, man. I'm not trying to get to. I'm trying to be like Ken. What he said. He gonna
Mm-hmm.
let it manifest. Like
Yeah.
he
He
ain't
been
gonna
real zen.
comment. Yeah, just
Yeah,
real
man. I
Musa.
respect it. Because
And
I
me
can't
too,
contain myself from what
man. I
I've been
know.
seeing.
Well, me and you, we be going back in the chat, man, just comment about everything. But first thing first, I want to get into with everybody, y'all, is Deshaun Payton. Is he coming back to coach in 2023? And there has been a lot of uh, teams reaching out to him as far as the Arizona Cardinals, who has the number 3 pick in the draft, as far
Mm-hmm.
as the Houston Texans, who has the number 2 and
Talk that
12
talk.
pick
Talk that
in the
talk.
draft. So it's like, if anybody knows, anybody watched our season, man, there was like a total of 3 things we was missing this whole year. Regardless of the injuries, can't deal with the injuries, but we was missing the QB situation, really the head coach situation and the offensive coordinator situation. I feel like all 3 of those had big plays to do with how our season just went. Um, Granted, like, we had Jameis Winston starting out the year, man, and we did him dirty, of course, if y'all haven't, seen what we did with Jameis Winston, but he's supposed to be our starting quarterback. He had the C on his jersey for a reason,
Yeah.
big captain. And just how we did him, man. We put him on the back end, put him on the back end burner after he got hurt. Ain't nothing he can do. He's told the man he's still gonna have his job, and then comes out, and then Andy Dalton takes it. He plays for the rest of the 14 games of the rest of the year. You know what I mean? Which, granted, Andy, he didn't do terrible, but it was mediocre, man. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay. It was
Just
just enough
bottom
to get by.
level. And
Yeah,
it felt like being that we missed the playoffs by like a game or half a game, it felt like a deficit that Jameis could have made up.
exactly. So, with the QB situation, I feel like, because of course we got the report that DA's most likely 9 times 10 going to be our coach next year. I also read a report, Floyd. I don't know if
Okay.
you've seen it, but it said something about like DA didn't really even want Pete Carmichael as the OC.
Mm-hmm.
He
Mm-hmm.
wanted a whole different, but it's like the office overran him and was like, no, this is gonna be our OC. He been our OC. So, it ain't no telling what kind of moves about to be made to the offensive coordinator and all that. But we know for sure one thing, DA probably gonna be our coach next year.
Most
But if
likely.
we can we can fix. I feel like we can fix 1 or 2 of these problems out of the 3 problems we had this year. Man, we going straight, because even with the problems we had, we still won 7 games.
Exactly.
Come on now,
It
bro.
definitely would be more than a game of a difference, which is what we missed the playoffs by. So I'm excited.
Exactly.
As long as they don't botch it and mess it all the way up, and mess around and lose the few assets that we have right now, it looks like we're gonna be a better team than we were last year. Like, I'm a little iffy on bringing Dennis Allen back, but at the end of the day, I'm okay with it, especially if he's committed to making a change and doing things
Exactly.
differently
That's what
than
it's
what he
all about.
saw in his previous 9 years or whatever with the Saints organization, because that was a different league that he was playing in and succeeding in. So I think he's kind of wrapped his head around it. It kind of showed to me, even though we only scored 7 points, I would say, in the last game, but it kind of showed to me in the last 4 games of the year that he's wrapped his head around the fact that this is a little bit of a different league and he's gonna have to do things differently. So
Yeah. And you made that comment too, Floyd. You made a comment on, like, you don't see, like, the last 4 games we played. You made a comment like, you don't see me putting hashtag fire Dennis Allen. You don't see none of that right now. And I
not too
mean,
much.
yeah, and that's because he was actually getting the stuff together. Like, we actually starting to see
We just
stuff.
wanted to see if he could actually win. Like,
Exactly.
can you actually do it?
And I mean, he put some stuff together, but granted, not to the Panthers. That was still terrible. We get beat by a quarterback that throws for 53 yards with no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. What I mean? That was just terrible. But regardless of that, man, of that, finishing strong, how he's trying to do, man, I feel like moving forward with the Sean Payton situation, if he does come back to coach, and let's just say he does go to one of those teams like in Arizona or Houston, man, we looking at a quarter.
Or Denver.
Or Denver, if we go in quarterback situation, bro, man, we looking at a CJ Stroud. We looking at a Bryce Young from Alabama. We looking at
Bryce
all that.
Young.
You know what I mean? That's just great if the picks
I
go,
wouldn't want Will
in our
Levis, but I also saw a mock draft that had us drafting like Trey Sanders from Bama to like late, because Jahmyr Gibbs would probably be taken first. There was a lot. It was a whole lot, bro, that could be a possibility of moves this offseason, particularly in the draft. And it all starts with the impending trade. It seems like it's almost inevitable. We're going to trade Sean Payton to the most eligible bachelor, almost the most suitable trader regarding draft pick. And I think the rest of the league got wind of that and is realizing what we're demanding, and they're coming with it. So
I'm glad
all
you
the picks
said
that we
that.
talked about have been from 12 and up.
I'm glad you.
So I got this big smile on my face for a reason. It's
Hey,
because it looks like we have some solutions headed to the city of New Orleans and into that program. And I'm excited about what it could be, potentially quarterback. Like you mentioned, Bryce Young, I think is the number one target for the Saints organization. But CJ Stroud, who has a good relationship and good rapport with
Olave.
Chris Olave, who's looking like going to be the number one receiver going into this season.
Yeah.
We can only assume what we know right now. So I've seen Twitter say Olave is not a number one. Well, he's going to have to be until we get something. So if we
Exactly.
don't get something, he is a number one.
Exactly.
And we'll probably get 1,000 yards again, even if we're not that good. But I digress. It looks good. It looks like we can get some answers on the offensive side of the ball, considering like the AK suspension and all of that. So wherever Sean Payton wants to go, he's got our blessing, I think, especially because I think Sean Payton even likes the fact that it's going to help out the New Orleans Saints organization and not leave a bad taste in our mouth as a guy who retired. I think Cam Jordan made a comment where he didn't really appreciate the way that he retired. He didn't put a name to it, but he didn't really appreciate the way Sean Payton retired.
He threw some
and went
shots.
to another team, right? So
He threw some shots.
he
But that's
definitely
the
threw some
truth.
shots in his
That's the
final press
truth.
conference.
I'm just glad we're
But
getting
I
something.
like that it benefits us.
Yeah, exactly. I'm glad we're gonna get something out of him, Floyd, because like, we're looking at it, man. Like I said, we demanding that we want a first round pick. That's what we want for Sean Payton. And all these teams know this. Arizona
Really
knows
top
this.
15. We really not even talking late round. Late round, you can't even get in. You can't
Exactly,
even get
man.
in. You don't got enough.
Exactly.
You don't got enough.
I mean, we
cash
talking
out.
about a coach. Regardless, he won one Super Bowl. I mean, that's a Super Bowl winning coach. I don't care how many Super Bowls he got. He's still a Super Bowl winning coach. So, like, for that, man, I feel like even the teams know what we want out of him.
JV.
Yeah,
We're gonna get a first round pick higher than y'all little first round pick y'all been talking about all year. Yeah, JV. We definitely gonna get a first round pick. And you gonna be sick.
I hope, man.
Get ready.
I hope, and I really hope. But like I said, man, all the teams know what we want, and they're still interested. So that means they're interested in giving up them picks for our coach because they're interested in interviewing him. So we'll really have to see until January the 17th, y'all.
Exactly. Yeah.
January 17th is the date where they can actually sit down or Zoom call with Sean Payton and try to work out a deal. So, I got that date circled on my calendar.
Me too, bro.
And we're
Because
gonna
that's when
see
we're
how
gonna
it
know
goes.
who's serious. I think everybody's kind of just asking, kind of inquiring, but other teams are gonna figure out other options at quarterback or at head coach that don't cost them a first round pick. So it's gonna come down to like two teams that are really serious, and hopefully it's the number 2 or the number 3 pick.
Yeah, and that's right too. It does. His resume does speak for itself, man, for sure. And it is worth the first round for sure, man. I feel like and that's Cobb's on here, y'all. If y'all don't know, he a Cowboys man. That's coming from a Cowboys man, but he also a coach man. So Cobb's got that mind that he knows, what could happen, man. So appreciate you for that comment, Cobbs. But yeah,
And
for sure.
also another thing that really just came into my mind is the fact that we're trying to piece together a football team that is cheap. Like
Yeah,
we have a big price tag on a lot of our playmakers, so we're trying to fill those holes that with guys that are cheap. And so we can't necessarily even afford to always go get a quarterback. Like I see people on the internet talking about Lamar Jackson, and I would love that, brother. I really
yeah.
would, but I don't know if I would love the $285 million price tag that comes with.
No.
So even though he's an MVP and probably will win another one in his career,
Hmm.
so I would love to have a playmaking like Justin Fields-esque quarterback for a Justin Fields-esque contract
Yeah.
rather than go pay somebody like what Matt Stafford was making. Like even those guys who are over 30 have a hefty price tag to them that's way more than what a first round quarterback entails. So I would love to see Stroud. I would love to see Bryce Young in a Saints uniform for like 3 years on a rookie deal. You know what I
Hey,
mean?
that's facts. Like at least because
That opens our championship window tremendously. Whereas right now, if there is a window, it's like 1 year. It's like year by year.
but also I want to speak on this too, because for the Saints to make a move like that, we gotta understand that they gotta be 10 toes down, want one of these quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They gotta like really, really want one of these guys to give up Sean Payton on that and then sign and then get that first round pick.
Mm-hmm.
So they gotta really be all in for them to go make that move on
Yeah,
some
the
stuff.
combine is
So
going to tell us a lot. Some guys aren't going to throw. So we're going to really have to do our homework, like you're mentioning. It comes down to what things look like in April, a little bit more than what we know right now. But the one thing that we know is that there are multiple guys who potentially could fill that role. That's what I'm super happy about. There are some drafts where there's a good quarterback class, but really there's like one guy where everybody knows he can kind of do this and everyone else is a question mark. I think there might be 3 or 4 guys, not even including Will Levis, who I believe is a little bit of a question mark. But like Hendon, I don't think has anything to worry about, even if he has a bad rookie year or doesn't have to start. And C.J. Stroud, I don't think has much to worry about. And Bryce Young, I don't think has anything to worry about. But to answer
no.
Cobb's question, Bryce Young is the guy I would love to have.
Yeah,
If
I
you're just
mean,
giving me my pick, it
first
would be
pick,
the kid from Alabama
of course, and then second pick and going off the second, I would love to have Stroud
as
right
well.
behind Bryce Young. But yeah, man, it's just honestly, right now where we're sitting at right now, I feel like with the situation, the team best to trade Sean Payton to would be the Houston Texans. And listen now why I say this. I say this because Sean Payton already mentioned before in the past that he would love to go coach for Dallas. That's close to home with
Yeah.
his kids, all that. Houston's right up the road, man. You got Houston right up the road. And then let's just say Houston, Texas don't give up there. What they got number 2 pick in the draft. They still got that number 12th pick in the draft. That's still nice for me. Even when we don't get that number 2, I'm cool off that 12,
I'm
bro.
cool with it. Me
We
too.
got we got a Olave with what, the 11th, 10th, pick in
Mm-hmm,
the draft.
mm-hmm.
We got a Lattimore with the 11th, 10th pick in the draft. Like
And this
I'm
is a deep
cool off
draft.
that pick. Yeah, so I'm real cool off that 12th pick. If it came down to that, but that's just why I say Texas is more favorable than like a Cardinals. Who's only sitting on a 3rd round pick. I just don't see the Cardinals coming off. I don't see no teams coming off that top 5 pick, but you never
At
know.
three,
It happened
yeah.
in the past, so you never know.
Yeah. I
I
would
just
love to see it. At least we got them on the phone. That's a good thing. It's like, we talking ball and they not like, it's not like we're trying to like force them to send us the pick and they don't really want to talk. It's like they on the phone. So at least we know
yeah, they reaching out to us.
they thinking about it.
Yeah.
And they're kind of valuing like how much Sean Payton is really going to be able to bring to the table the first year. They're not questioning his like long-term ability because we all know what that is, but they're questioning, are we going to be in the playoffs if we send this first round pick like next year? Are we going to guarantee be in the playoffs? And I think Arizona is a team that has a little bit more and is a little bit closer to being that playoff team.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't be mad at him going to Houston either.
Yeah, for sure. But hey, like we said, man, we're gonna sit down, we're gonna sit tight, we're gonna watch this, how this plays out. Like Ken said, we're gonna manifest it. Hey, whatever
Yeah, I ain't
happens,
gonna get too
happens.
excited.
Just man, I hope it turns out good for us, man. Cause us giving up that pick to the Eagles, man. Like I said, it's still good regardless, because we got Olave out the situation and all that. But man, we need a first round right now. Where we sitting right now, man, we need that first round pick, and we need a quarterback. Need a quarterback. So we'll see, man.
ASAP,
We'll
as soon
see.
as possible. Like we need a guy who's like day one ready.
Yes,
Like whatever we
and
got to
then
do.
that's why I like a Bryce Young or a Stroud too, man, because them boys got legs. They can not only throw the ball, them boys can get out the pocket, and you can put a lot into that. You can put the read option into that, how the Eagles do with Jalen Hurts, and you can put all type of stuff in it. We got weapons, bro. You still got Taysom Hill on the. You
Exactly.
can't forget about Taysom Hill. He can do it all. So it's like so
But
much we can
we a
work with
lot, so we need a lot out of.
for
We get
sure.
a lot out of them, but it's been going to waste, for lack of a better word, for these last couple years. So next year, like I want to see that like work out, like benefit us, because we are paying him a hefty price tag. So I hope he's not like he's getting older. He's in his 30s, I think, at this point, maybe 31, 32. So like Taysom ain't as young as he feels, and as he plays. So I hope he can keep that up because of what we paying him.
Sure.
There's a lot going on. There's a
Yeah.
lot. We got to pay Caden Ellis. We got to pay Juwan Johnson. We got to pay.
That's the thing. And I was gonna
like,
get into
bro,
that next, man. The free agents for us is crazy, bro.
and look, we checking our pockets, like trying to find this money that we don't have, bro. We don't have the bread. So I
But
don't
but
know. I don't
that
know how
that
it
Jawan
plays out.
Johnson, we definitely need to re-sign Jawan
Big
Johnson,
time.
man. That's the best tight end I feel like we done had since. And I know it's a big name throwing out there for us, but Jimmy Graham, bro. I haven't seen like how Jawan operate. He's like another big old receiver, bro. Like
Mm-hmm.
just how Jimmy
And can
Graham was
block.
for us and can block. So man, that's definitely a key signing for this year, Floyd, man. But I'm just read our free agents off to y'all real quick, just
It's
so y'all can have
depressing.
a little picture of who all is free this coming up year. So we got Bradley Roby at cornerback, free agent. Big O, David Ademata, man, and that's another one that I really want to
That
sign.
hurts.
Yeah, because that
He had a
hurts.
big last 8 weeks of the season, like
Yes.
huge.
Deontay Hardy, I was at first, if you asked me this last year, man, I'd be sick. But this year, looking at Rashid Shaheed, Olave, all of them, they can Rashid Shaheed took over that role and punt return, kick return,
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like a big loss like we're looking at. Would I love to keep him for a low price? Yeah, but Hardy wants to get paid. He wants to go somewhere. He been hurt
And
all
play a little
year
more too.
and he wants to play a little more. So it looking like he's going to be gone. We got Marcus Davenport, man. That's like one of the big circles for us on if we're going to, keep or get rid of, So we're gonna see how that plays out. What you feel on this, Flo? You feel like we'll get rid of Davenport and look another way? If that's the case, we're gonna be looking into the draft for another DN, man.
We don't have any more money for question marks. You know what I mean? Like if we
Yeah.
didn't prove it this year, like what or if we do re-sign them, it doesn't need to be anywhere near a priority, in my opinion, my humble opinion. I think the priority guys definitely need to be linebackers. So Caden Ellis needs to go ahead and get. I think he's earned at least a 2-year deal
Mm-hmm.
to see what he can become in this defense with more of a prominent role going forward. Like you said, Juwan Johnson is definitely the priority.
Yeah.
Um,
Got Shy
and
Tuttle over here. Oh, I want Shy Tuttle back too, man. I like Tuttle. I like Shy Tuttle.
yeah, and just the priority needs to be on offense. To be honest,
Yeah,
we didn't give up 21
you're right.
points to our last 8 opponents, and we were 4-4 in those games, I think, or something
Mm-hmm.
stupid like that. Something like that doesn't make sense like that. It just doesn't make sense. We didn't even give up 20 to anybody,
Yep.
or 21. My apologies. And we didn't give up more than 20 and still didn't have a winning record out of that. So the defense is doing their job.
You're right.
The questions and the changes need to be made on offense. So I think
Offense.
I think anyone who proved themselves on offense needs to be a priority to, okay, we need to definitely bring that back and not make tight end position a question mark next year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
No, I'm
it's
with
took it
you.
so long to get that back.
Yeah, I'm with
And I
you
feel the same way
100%.
about linebacker, but not necessarily about D line. Even though we do have some question marks on the D line, I think bringing Cam Jordan back and kind of letting the chips fall where they may is the best play for this.
Yeah.
With some good D linemen coming in the draft and things we can do in the later rounds, I think we should definitely not pay Marcus Davenport any more than he made as a rookie, which I don't think is much,
Mhm.
considering what you can make as a top D lineman in the league. So, no, to answer your question,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
No, I don't think we should
It's,
make that a priority at
and see
all.
on the offense, and really a lot of, if you look at it, if I'm looking at the list here, man, and a lot of it is defense on our free agents, which
Mm-hmm.
really, is roles that, it's not no key players that's besides Davenport, but everything else is like I'm looking at like Shot Tuttle and them.
Mm-hmm.
We had Daniel Sorensen,
Mm-hmm.
Batavia Street, but
Right.
on offensive end,
Like real deal guys.
on the offensive end, man, I'm looking at Andy Dalton, Mark Ingram. I'm looking at Dwayne Washington, David Johnson,
Gone,
our
gone,
our,
gone.
our boy Juwan Johnson, who we need to keep, and Marquez Callaway. That's it. That's it. And then we got, of course, our tackle Ethan Greenidge, and then another key one we need to sign. I feel like too, Flo, is Blake Gillikin, man. Our
Absolutely.
punter. We need him back because he is an awesome punter. You know, backdoor from what we had in Thomas Morstead. So man, he filled them shoes perfectly. So we need to sign Blake Gillikin back to our
Yeah.
punt.
Production pays. Production pays. I feel like the guys that weren't super productive, which isn't always a stat thing. It's not always a stat like
Mm-mm,
a guy who jumps off the stats, but you gotta jump off the film to get that money. And I ain't counting nobody's pockets, so I hope everyone gets paid. But
for sure.
who I think deserves to come back to the New Orleans Saints are the people who proved it on film. That's
For
just
sure.
my 2 cents, which
For
don't
sure.
mean nothing.
Hey, hopefully it means something. Mickey Loomis, man, they can make something straight. Him and Miss B, man.
The good thing is, it's like hopefully. I mean, the good thing is that as it looks right now, this isn't a weak free agency class. So it's a year where some teams can definitely get better and some teams can definitely get worse. This off season, it's not gonna stay a lot. It's not gonna stay very similar to what we're seeing right now. So that's
For sure.
exciting if you're a Saints fan.
For sure. And after we make all them moves, Floyd, man, our little schedule drops. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop it up here for us, y'all, so y'all can see our
Ooh, I'm
our
so
home
happy.
and our away games
We
for this
not
year.
playing the AFC North no more. Thank goodness we don't have to see Joe. We don't have to see Lamar. You know what I mean? Like it's good. It's good.
It really is, man. And then you looking at it's really not as bad as what we had this year, man. You look at this year, man, we had played teams like the 49ers, man, the
Mm-hmm.
Eagles, I'm talking about teams that's just flat out raw,
Mm-hmm.
good. But we look at
Dang near
this
everybody
schedule,
we
man.
about to see in the playoffs. The Vikings.
Exactly. The Vikings,
Everybody, almost
everybody,
everybody.
man. But I mean, looking at this year coming up, man, we can make the pieces fit where we need to make them, man. We looking at of course, Falcons, Panthers, and Tampa Bay at home. We got Detroit Lions, which really had a good year this past year,
Mm-hmm.
so I could see that being a good game next year.
Solid, and
Yeah,
definitely a playoff caliber team. Should have been in the playoffs if there was like a BCS vote. They would have made it, but a team that didn't make the playoffs. That's one of the many teams on this list that didn't make the playoffs. But go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, you good, you good. Jaguars, we got the Jaguars, Tennessee
Man,
Titans,
didn't make the playoffs.
Chicago Bears.
Didn't make the
And then
playoffs.
of course another playoff team and then New York Giants, and it's been a while since they seen the playoffs. I want to say since they had Odell Beckham with the blind mohawk back over
Yeah,
the team. So
yeah.
so and then our away games, of course, Falcons, Panthers, and Tampa, our division games. And granted, hopefully Tom Brady retires, or with the Tampa situation, they won't even be hey, we won't even be worried about them at all. I swear, if that happens, I
Yeah,
promise
even if
y'all.
he comes back, they're definitely going to
Promise
be a football team that looks a whole lot different than they look
you.
right
Yeah.
now, and they might not have top balls at the helm. So that's going to be
Mhm.
definitely a different football team, and hopefully a worse football team.
And the Panthers, they kind of, they going up the scale a little bit. Only thing I don't like about them is Sam Darnold. I don't feel like he's their guy, but they may look that way in the draft. So that's a team to look out for. And the Falcons, they was wishy washy. They was on and off, but we own the Falcons, so I ain't even gonna
Hmm.
get on that. But regardless, man, back on the away games, we got the Colts away in Indianapolis. We got the Vikings, of course, the Rams, the Packers, the Houston Texans. I might try to go to that game honestly next year. It just depends on when it is. That's right up the road at Houston.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
might try to catch that one. And then the New England Patriots. So I feel like that'll be a good game. That's a away game. That'll be a good game, man.
Definitely gonna be
So
good games, but the thing that jumps off the screen to me as I look at it, we're only gonna have to outside of Tampa Bay, who we just mentioned is gonna look significantly different and hopefully worse. We're only gonna have to go on the road against one current playoff football team right now, and that's the Minnesota Vikings, who we're familiar with and played against this season.
yeah.
But every other playoff, well, team that's in the 2023 playoffs that we're playing in next season that we're gonna have to see is at home. That's the Jacksonville Jaguars, Tampa again, and the New York Giants.
Yep.
So as Dre mentioned before we pulled up the graphic, it's a very favorable schedule for and an encouraging one if you're a Saints fan. It's just gonna depend on what the GM's off-season moves look like. Uh, if we're gonna be able to take this schedule on and looks like we could be a division champ or even more with
Hmm.
such a soft schedule that we're going up against.
Oh yeah, for sure. JB, man, I was hoping we played y'all this coming up here too, man.
Me
But
too.
I was hoping y'all would have came to our house this year
Yeah,
coming
I'm
up.
trying to
I
run
was
that
like,
back, but
yeah,
we'll see
run
y'all
that
in the
back
playoffs next year.
for sure, for sure. We'll see y'all
We'll
there.
see y'all in the offs.
We'll see y'all
I'm
there,
cool with
man.
that.
Me too. And hopefully it still is in New Orleans with the record that we wishing on, man. Hopefully, we have a good little record to seize that number one spot and had the home field advantage. But
For
we'll see.
sure.
We'll see how this next year plays out. We'll talk about that next year when it comes, man. But yeah, man, that was our schedule right there. So it looks pretty lighter than what we just went against this past year. But what he said up in here, IDK, why y'all went to Philly 3 years in a row. Hey, I was thinking the same thing. I said, man, y'all don't never come to New
Come
Orleans,
here.
man.
Yeah.
Y'all act like y'all scared of New Orleans or something, man.
That's
I don't know
Roger,
what
man.
I don't know
That's
what
Roger. He probably calculated the mileage from New Orleans and said, okay, this is the longest flight they can take. We're gonna do that every year.
for sure.
That's Roger Goodell.
And we're gonna skip through these before we hop into playoff talk, y'all. We're gonna just skip through these real quick. Like I said, nobody won again, y'all. And next year, honestly, I was thinking, Floyd, I don't know if you've been watching Nate and them how they do the picks, but they
All
do it
16.
they do it all 16, and then they do it whoever has like wins, they count their wins and they count their losses. So when they get to the end of the year,
Best winners
the
percentage
best winners
is the winner.
percentage is the winner. I like that. So it's like I'm probably gonna go off of that honestly for this next year when we do the picks and stuff. And everybody who want to participate can participate. It's gonna be a lot, but I'm gonna try to keep it up on or whatever. And we can see who can win or whatever for instead of doing the 9-0 thing, because that was a really really tough thing
It
we
can,
tested out this year. So
yeah, it can definitely get hard. It can definitely
yeah.
get hard.
So I was thinking about doing like something like that, the win percentage thing for next year.
I like
So
it.
yeah, see who can win, at the end of the year. Just like fantasy, I feel like kind of, but it's just
Yeah,
different.
it's another competition. Yeah, so we
Yeah.
can. Yeah, yeah. So
So
somebody can win.
for sure. So y'all comment, man. Y'all comment if y'all want to get in on that or whatever. We definitely will look into that. But we're gonna skip through these games, man. See if I could bring them up real quick. I had a little screenshot on here earlier, y'all. First game first was Commanders versus the Cowboys. Um, It looks like the
I didn't see.
Cowboys dropped the bag
Yeah,
big
we all picked
time.
the Cowboys. I
Yeah,
don't think I saw anybody
everybody,
not pick them.
nobody picked the Commanders, bro. And they said the Cowboys sold everybody on the Breezy Picks. I'm talking about everybody,
First
boy.
game.
And then the Commanders didn't play with them either, boy. They busted their head 26-6. So first game out the door, y'all, man. And whoever, I think one person went Commanders, and that was JB. Honestly, when I looked at it, I think JB was the only person that went Commanders, but
Yeah,
he
and
still
that was
had,
a spike.
yeah, he still had 2 losses on the picks or whatever to,
That was just the hate on the Cowboys.
tight stuff,
He ain't
being
believe.
being the Eagles fan, yeah.
Yeah, nah, for sure. Ain't no way you thought the Eagles was going. I mean, the Cowboys was gonna lose that game to Sam Howell.
Yeah, that's wild.
I mean, he might be like that. Excuse me, but man, 26-6.
Yeah, that was ugly for the Cowboys, and they got to come hard going against the Buccaneers at the Buccaneers house this week that we're gonna get into. But yeah, man, that was the final score, man. 26-6 Commanders. Next game we had, y'all, was the Seahawks versus the Rams, and the Seahawks ended up taking this in overtime, 19-6.
Yeah.
16, 19-16.
Yeah, I think I'm the only one who picked the Seahawks.
And I don't even know who I ran with in that game, to be honest with you. I ain't going back and look at my picks, but I just know I didn't go 9-0. I guarantee you that. Next game we had was the Jets versus the Dolphins. The Dolphins ended up winning this game 11-6. That's a weird score, but 11-6.
That threw me off. I'm pretty sure I picked the Jets. Pretty sure I did.
I think I did too in this game. And then next game we had, y'all, was the Ravens versus the Bengals. The Bengals ended up winning that 27-16. Joe Shiesty, another game with Lamar out, and then I don't know the reports I've been reading lately. It don't even look like Lamar gonna come back for the playoffs. I hope he does, though. That'd be even more. I think he
didn't
will.
practice, but he's not ruled out. So
okay, I think he'll be back.
Tua didn't practice today, but he got ruled out. So there's a potential that he doesn't play, but there's also still a possibility that he does play.
Okay.
Because Tyler Huntley's also hurt, so they're gonna have to roll with the third string if Lamar can't go. The rookie quarterback from Oregon.
I wonder how that's gonna sit out for him, man. I don't know though, man. You gonna get against the Bengals, which is potentially can go all the way to the Super Bowl this year, man. That's gonna be tough for the Ravens. They're gonna have to pull. Yeah. They're gonna have to pull a rabbit out the hat to get that one. You know.
Good luck. Yeah. Good
luck for sure. And they at the Bengals too. Yeah. Good luck. But we'll see. Next game we had, y'all, was the Lions versus the Packers. Then the Lions end up upsetting the Packers to knock them out the playoffs 20-16. Man, that was a good game by Detroit. Real good game.
One of y'all picked it. One of y'all picked Detroit, or both of y'all.
I think me and Ken both ran with Detroit on this one.
Yep, good pick. I was off this week.
I don't know if you switched it up. I think he was going. I think you probably stayed with the Packers. I don't know how that went.
Something like that.
Had to go back and watch our last pod to see how that worked out. But next game we had, y'all, was the Bucks versus the Falcons. The Falcons ended up getting that one 30-17, and that's crazy because
I definitely went with Atlanta, and it ain't even because I don't like Tampa Bay. I really felt like somehow, some way, the Falcons were gonna run the football better than Atlanta, and that was just gonna be that, and they did.
That they did, man. 30-17 final score. The next one we had was the Patriots versus the Bills. And the Bills, of course, won that 35-23. Bills had 2 kick return run backs. One was at the beginning of the game. That was outstanding.
That was magical.
That was crazy, bro. Crazy.
96 and I think 92 yards. Yeah, the opening kickoff. Oh no, 96 and then 101.
Yes.
The opening kickoff was from 96 yards. And Buffalo went on to finish. I think we all picked the Bills. They got 13 wins, bro. I literally picked them to have 13 wins.
That's crazy.
I don't know how they did it because they really didn't look as nearly as good a football team as I thought they would to begin the year. But if you go back to like our week 2, like our episode 2 of WhoDatTV, season 1, episode 2, you probably gonna hear me pick them to have no more than 4 losses, but I thought they were gonna be 13-3.
So hey, kudos to you for that, man. That's
I'm
some good
looking at
stuff.
that record. I'm like, oh, I predicted that. I
For
really thought they
sure.
had more losses than that. That's crazy.
Hey, you predicted a lot of stuff this year, Flo. I ain't gonna lie. I give you
Yeah, I
about
snapped. I
5
snapped.
weeks where you was snapping on the
I was
picks,
hot
man.
early on.
Real
I was
talk.
hot early on. Then the season got real crazy.
Yeah, that it does, man. It does shake up a little bit. But they said after them, and shout out to DeMar Hamlin, man. He is back in Buffalo. I want to say he got discharged, all that. So man,
Yeah,
we was
he's with
talking
family
about
and
him.
friends. Yep.
Hey man, shout out to man. God is real, man. God
Great.
is man, great, great, great. So, hey man, that's what's up, man. I'm glad to see him doing good, man. They said when he was in the hospital after one of them kick returns or whatever, he said the buzzers and stuff was going off. They said the ball was in the room jumping up and down,
Yeah.
all hype and
Yeah, his
stuff. I
heart
said
rate
that's
probably
what's
went
up.
up a little bit. They
Yeah,
like, chill out.
chill out, man. You gotta take it easy. But that's
Yeah,
what's up,
man.
man. That's what's up, man. Shout out to the
Football
man.
does wonderful things.
For sure, for sure. Um, so yeah, man, Bills end up pulling that through 35-23. Good game by the Bills. Next one we had was the Giants versus the Eagles. The Eagles, of course, end up taking this 22-16. And the score was a little closer than what I thought it was gonna be. It looked like the Eagles were gonna run off at first, how they was playing, and then Giants try to come back, but just wasn't enough, man. It wasn't enough. You're going against Hurts in that high powered offense, and you got Chauncey Gardner and all of them coming back. And man, speaking on Chauncey, man,
Oh, the
real quick,
disrespect.
since yeah, because it was some disrespect, my boy. I can't even say my boy because I kind of lost some respect for Chauncey after he can't bash your team that drafted you,
Ah,
man. I mean,
he
regardless,
caught some strays. I don't really know why he felt the
man,
need to even mention that. Like they asking you like how you feel or whatever, and you like, oh well, I get treated better than I did in my last team. Like that's not even where the direction of the question was headed. So I mean,
yeah,
obviously,
we still on his mind.
It's natural human like instinct to feel a way about a team that like traded you or sent you somewhere, but
We weren't gonna give him
it
that
just
money,
felt
man.
like it was out of left field, and
I just don't
like
like how he came
I
after
lost respect for that. Yeah,
his former teammates, the dudes that you was on the field with, giving blood, sweat, and tears for, and then the team that drafted you, regardless of how you feel about the team, about the Saints,
yeah,
man, don't go after the players that you was hard
and
down
your
with all these
teammates
handshakes
too.
and
That's really the
the
only thing
ones
I
you
had
rolled
like a
for and
particular issue with.
yeah, that was the only thing. I didn't care about him down talking to Saints. I'm okay, cool. They didn't pay you. You got an issue with them. I understand,
Yeah,
But as far as going your teammates, I'm playing with better players. And do.
yeah. Oh, you
First of
play
all,
better
man,
when
go
you play
check
with
the
better
stats.
guys, better athletes.
Yeah, go check the stats. You talking about Lattimore right now? You talking
Mhm.
about we talking about big, not Bill Big Play Slate. Let's talk about Big Play Lat. You know what I'm saying? The one who just sealed the game on the Eagles yeah, it's over with. Cancel it. We're going out with the dub in this game. You talking about that Lattimore, man? Come on, man. I
I
don't want to
don't
hear all that.
understand.
Yeah, you're leading the lead in picks. We understand that. You're leading the lead in picks. Congratulations. You in the back seeing it all. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
congratulations, bro.
Yeah, they
Like,
carried you. I mean, I
yeah,
can't say they carried him there because he led the league in interceptions. Excuse me, but excuse me. If you pay attention to the role, it's not like he's out there taking away half of the field, taking away number one guys. He's benefiting off of the good play of it might not be Bradbury anymore. It's definitely not Bradbury, but definitely Darius Slay and the other good DBs that they got up there.
yeah. They
So
got Epps, you got Epps back there. They do
the
got Bradbury.
safeties too are
Bradbury. Yeah,
playmakers. So
yeah.
he's a guy that they kind of piece around and put in places. But you weren't a guy who was covering and taking guys off the field in New Orleans, and you're not a guy who's covering and taking guys off the field in Philadelphia either, even though you're benefiting from being around, you know, probably the best corner in the league and catching interceptions off of him, taking a whole
Exactly.
half of the field away. But you can't talk down on the New Orleans Saints like
You
Marshawn
can't.
Lattimore wasn't doing the exact same thing when he
Thank
was on the
you,
field.
man. Thank you. You can't, man. Don't talk about the players, man. I don't care what you say about the Saints, man. But don't talk about your brothers that you just went to war with. You know what I mean? And then now that you on another team, now you Now you want to get in, or now you're number one seed, you go into the playoffs and all this other stuff. You feel like you're up here. Like don't ever forget where you came from. First of all, Chauncey, because you was just crying with us after you lost playoff games with us and stuff. You was just crying on the field and all this other stuff. So don't forget where you came from, bro.
Yeah.
Point blank, period.
I would understand it a little more, not a whole lot more, but a little bit more. If this is something that he was saying or comments he was making in the locker room or on the podium after winning a Super Bowl with confetti rolling down his face, you know what I mean? Because you got to eat that, you know what I mean? Like there's nothing else you can say or do. But just only after winning your division or getting a first round bye. That's not
that's the only reason I won't.
That you think it is.
That's the only reason,
especially if you lose
on the couch
the first playoff game or go 1-1 and don't even sniff the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? And you on the couch just like we are watching somebody else win a championship. So my only thing would just be stay humble until you don't gotta be humble no more and win it all. So it just feels real premature and crazy out of left field.
Nothing that we don't expect from him, because he is known for using his mouth and talking and that's what he do. But yeah, just at the end of the day, man, don't pop out about your former teammates. Point blank, period. I don't care like what you feel about the team, man. You got something about the team. That's the team, But whatever. Moving on, man. The Steelers versus the Browns was the last game on the Breezy Pig Show, and the Steelers end up winning that one. 28-14, and Mike Tomlin keeps his
16-year record.
16-year record of having a winning season.
Than that. 16 years. I thought it was like 13, 14.
Man, hey, that man great for that, man. I ain't gonna great. He goated for real. He goated for real.
What?
That's crazy. Crazy. But like I said, y'all, next year we're gonna look into like doing a win percentage on the picks, and whoever has the best win percentage at the end of the year, that's who'll win it all right there, instead of doing the 9-0 thing. So we'll change that up for y'all. We got some stuff coming for y'all season 2. My boy back there sick again.
Yeah, man, he just ate or want to eat one.
Next we got y'all is the playoffs, of course, y'all. Big weekend coming up. Pop it up here for y'all, man. There y'all go, man. We have the wild card weekend right there. Regardless that the Saints not in it, man, this gonna be some very good football coming into play, man. You got potentially Tom Brady last year about to face off against Dak Prescott and them Cowboys, looking to end their little, playoff drought that they've been having and all that, getting out the first round. So that's gonna be a dang good game on that Monday night. Let's rewind to Sunday. Of course, you have about the Ravens and the Bengals facing off. If Lamar comes back, man, that's gonna be a game. If he doesn't come back, I feel like that changes it all for the Ravens, to be honest with y'all. The Bengals, regardless, I feel like will win this game. And then you're looking at the Giants in Minnesota, man. I feel like that's probably one of the best games on this what's the name? You ask me, Floyd.
Absolutely.
Like,
they played earlier in the year. It was actually Christmas Eve, and somebody won by a field goal. I think Minnesota. Okay. So, excuse me. Both teams are gonna fight to the end. It's gonna come down to the wire. That's gonna be one of those games that I'm definitely gonna be watching from start to finish, because it's going to come down to like literally the last drive, like whoever has football last, especially based off of the fact that they won a one position game earlier, not that long ago in the season. So New York is going to want their get back for sure. It's the opposite of the other two games, because Miami is missing Tua. So it almost feels like a first round bye week for Buffalo, knock on wood for all the Buffalo Bills fans. And same deal with Cincinnati Bengals. Lamar Jackson is likely to miss that game. Small chance he plays, but if not, it's going to feel a whole lot like a first round bye week for the Cincinnati Bengals too. I think they'll outscore them, and really the game to really watch on Sunday is going to be that middle matchup that we're looking at, Minnesota and New York.
For sure.
The other one could be, the other two could be I want to say blowouts, but in the playoffs, blowouts are like 10, 13 points.
Exactly,
So
exactly. They all come in
it'll
hard.
look like feel like a blowout, but maybe not on the scoreboard. But the other two games, I don't think will be nearly as close as that Fox matchup at 440.
Then you got Jacksonville and LAC over there, the Chargers, man. That's the Jags, they trying to let everybody know they here. Trevor Lawrence had a dang good year. And then you also got Herbert over there on the other end with that good defense they got in the Chargers. So man, that's gonna be another good game. And then the sleeper team for me, y'all, is the 49ers, man. Everybody talking about, uh uh freaking Eagles and everybody, coming out the NFC, man. Watch out for the 49ers, man. That is a team to watch out for, especially with that defense, man. But they face off against Seattle at 4:35 Eastern time on Fox. So let's go through them real quick, Floyd. Let's just
Yeah.
get out. Let me get your take on each game, who you feel like will come out victorious in all these games, man.
So
Uh
I'll piggyback on Saturday.
okay.
Seattle has a little bit of a shot, but they're gonna have to score. I think they'd have to put up 27 plus, and they would have to be doing so against literally the number one defense in the NFL. I think Baltimore ranked as the number two, and San Fran by far, like head and shoulders above everybody, ranked as the number one. So I don't see that happening, especially considering the way Brock Purdy is playing. Even though he's a rookie in his first playoff start, San Fran will run the football well enough to keep Seattle off of the field long enough to where they won't be able to score that 27-point magic number that I think they would need to get to. So I think San Fran wins in a somewhat low-scoring game. They might only score 24 points, but they'll shut Seattle down with that number one defense.
I feel the same, man. Like I said, the 49ers, they somebody to look out for other than the Cowboys and the Eagles. So they can easily get there, man. They can easily push through and get to that ship. It's just all on them, really. And Purdy, see how he balls.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
so
wouldn't be surprised if San Fran just like ran the table somehow. Just
yeah.
turned it on and peaked at the right time and took off.
But Seattle's gonna give them a run for their money because we talk about 49ers defense. Seattle has a good front line, man, on that D line, and they can easily come through too. If they get their run game established, Geno Smith, if he has a solid game, and then he gets DK and Tyler Lockett rolling. Hey, that's tough for any defense. It's just, man, I think 49ers just have a little bit more on defense and end to match up against that offense that they got going. So yeah, I got 49ers with you too, man. I got 49ers pulling that Saturday game.
Yeah, I think so too.
It is a toss up, Kurt, for sure. For sure, man.
Too much speed.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I think it'll just they won't dominate early, but they'll just kind of pull away from them as the game kind of plays on and takes off.
And next game, that Chargers and Jaguars. Who you feel like could get this, man? This another toss up to me, man. This another toss. I feel like them Jags is hungry, bro. So I'm like leaning on them Jags, but at the same time, man, you can't. I don't know, man. This is a toss up game, man.
It really is. My question is, because just off the top of my head, who has the AFC first round bye? Is it Kansas City?
Kansas City, yep.
So they're the only team with a first round bye. So more than likely, the winner of this game will play KC because I don't think Seattle will get through. So, no, Tampa won't get it if. I almost feel like whoever wins this game might win two games. They might clip Buffalo. I don't think they could beat Kansas City. So it depends on how the seeding and ranking plays out and who actually does win. But it's really a toss up. It's gonna come down to whoever runs the football the best. But I also think when there are obvious drop back passing downs, Joey Bosa is going to get home and get Trevor Lawrence to the ground once or twice. And I don't necessarily know if the Jacksonville defense, which is formidable, can really slow Herbert down. And I know they can't really slow Eckler down. The only way they can is by getting up early and making the Chargers have to be a throwing team. So I'm leaning towards the Chargers, and they could be a dangerous team going forward if they do get the win. They can maybe potentially win another game depending on their matchup.
I'm leaning on the Chargers too, man. I'm leaning on them heavy, but I'm gonna go with the underdogs. I'm gonna go with the Jags on this one. I'm gonna go with the Jags.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the Jags, man. So if it happens, man, just know y'all heard it here first, man. I'm going
Yeah.
with the Jags. I think they gonna come through. So
They're the
everybody,
hotter team right now. That's the
yeah,
thing, though. They're playing better football than LA
exactly.
right now, for sure.
So I'm leaning on them, and it looks like that all the teams know. Yeah, all the teams on the right home. So it looks like they're gonna be home too. So
Mm-hmm. In
that's
Jacksonville, yeah,
yep.
because they were their division winner. They
Okay,
beat out Tennessee
that's right.
in the last week, so they'll host a game. The Chargers are kind of lucky to get in. They're not playing great, but I think that they can play well enough on defense. So I'm leaning on their D line, not necessarily their backers making plays or
Okay.
even their secondary making plays. So if they don't get a high number of sacks, I would say 3+
Mm-hmm.
in this game, they got no shot. Trevor's gonna eat it up, eat the back end of that defense up. But yeah, so it's gonna come down to the D line.
That's huge too, because like you said, Bosa, that's huge getting home. So we'll see, man. We'll see how that goes. So
Might be the defensive player of the year.
yeah.
Quietly, he put some stats up.
And then the Bills in Miami on that Sunday. I easily got the Bills running through
Buffalo.
this one for sure.
Yeah, they might score 35
Yeah.
again.
I seen you tweet, Floyd. You said if Miami would have handled that concussion protocol way earlier, like they should have, Tua will be playing in this game right now, man. And
Karma,
that's
man.
karma. Because you gotta, man, you gotta handle
And I
that
feel
from jump.
super bad for him, especially, and I feel bad for the fans, not necessarily the organization, because it's their mistake,
Mhm.
which I can call it that. But I feel bad for the fans, and I definitely feel bad for the Tagovailoa family because
Exactly.
like this is everything you worked for, everything you dreamed for. You had 2 tumultuous seasons coming into the league where you were nowhere near successful, and then in the one year where you're most successful, it's kind of derailed due to mismanagement by your training staff, who you really trust, really
Mhm.
but you trust with your life, basically. So
Yep.
yeah, what I tweeted was if they didn't mismanage the initial injury, which is the first concussion that Tua suffered, which didn't seem to be very violent. It's the ones that came after he was misdiagnosed. Um, then he probably wouldn't be in this position, and they probably would be playing for a win rather than playing not to get embarrassed, like Kirk is mentioning.
For sure. For sure.
I feel
Uh,
bad. I feel bad. It's all bad all the way around.
it is, especially after
Yeah.
you watching them early on, man. Them boys are hot. I'm talking about Tua's connecting with Tyreek, with Waddle. Them boys
He was
just
the MVP front runner for the first like 6 weeks of the year.
and then it's just back to back to back, the same stuff, and y'all still playing this man. Like that's just that's unnecessary, bro. Like
Mhm.
you playing with a
Especially
man
when
like
he never
you
should
know
have finished the first game that he got a concussion in.
exactly.
He was put back into that football game, and that had some real tumultuous consequences, which
Mhm.
is leading to them like questioning if he's going to have a football career going forward
That's
past this
crazy.
season. So
It's
yeah,
crazy.
I wish they
Like
would have done him better.
for sure. So yeah, we easily got the Bills running through Miami in that game, man.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't think they have a shot. I mean, like Buffalo has to turn it over like twice for them to
mhm.
have a chance.
And next one that we talked about is gonna be probably one of the toughest games this weekend, man. Is New York and Minnesota. Who you feel like gonna pull this one through?
Neck and neck. Oh, I will admit it's tough to go into Minnesota and get a win. But I
Scar.
don't have a huge exactly. They be loud from start to finish. I don't have a huge trust in neither Kirk Cousins nor Daniel Jones. So what am I going off of? It would be like the run game and the defenses of those guys.
Jalen said
You,
Vikings.
you know what Justin Jefferson is going to bring. He's going to give you at least 90 receiving yards, and anything over that is extra, which he can obviously go from anywhere from 90 to 220 like he did earlier in this year. Um, but you know what that guy's gonna bring. So the game is going to be won or lost by number 4, Dalvin Cook.
Hey, Dalvin Cook.
Like period. If you're looking at the stats, if you flipping through the channels and you see it's the third quarter with like 2 minutes left, and you see Dalvin Cook with less than 65 yards, write that game off. The Vikings lost. But if you're flipping through the channels, it's the third quarter heading into the fourth, and he has over 65 yards. I think there's no chance the New York Giants score enough points to beat the Minnesota Vikings. So if they run the ball well enough, they win. If they don't, they lose. I kind of want to side with them choking though. So I guess I'll go with the Giants. I kind
Okay.
of want to side with them choking.
Okay. I got Jay Jettas getting loose. Of course, wild card. Later on, will I say the same? No, he'll probably get clamped by, one of these other teams. But as far as the
Especially
Giants,
NFC.
yeah, as far as the Giants, man, nah, man, I feel like he'll get loose against them. Is he gonna win in the game for him? He could, it's possible.
Yes, he
But
could. By
hey,
his dang self.
I'm with you on that running game too, though. With Cook, it's gonna come down to Cook and Barkley. Which one of them gonna get loose the most? And
Minnesota
I
has
don't know, man. It's
Madison
gonna be tight.
too, so it's like, ooh, I don't think they can stop Dalvin Cook and Madison though.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, man.
This definitely gonna be one of them probably 3-point games in my eyes, man. This how close it's gonna be. But yeah, I'm gonna go Vikings, man. I'm with JB.
Yeah, it feels like a game that Minnesota would have to lose, and a game that the New York Giants would have to play like perfectly to win. So that's smart money right there. I'm siding with the choke artist, the upset
with the Giants
coming from Kirk Cousins.
That ain't bad though. That ain't bad.
I like your pick. That's smarter money.
And next one we have, y'all, is the Baltimore and Cincy, man. And I easily got Joe Shiesty pulling this one through with the Bengals, man. I ain't even. Hey, that's the team look out for in the AFC, man. Everybody talking Chiefs. Joe Shiesty, there you go on Floyd screen right there, man. That the man, all the Saints fans. All the Saints fans went in the bushes and came back out a Bengals fan right now, man, for Joe Shiesty.
I have Joe Burrow winning this game, not the Cincinnati Bengals, but Joseph Lee Burrow.
For sure, him and Chase, man, get loose. LSU boys, let's get
Jamar,
it, man.
Jamar.
They on their revenge tour right now, trying to get back to that bowl and finish what they started. So, I got them pulling through. Granted, like I said, if Lamar come back, hey, that'll be a little showdown, man. A big showdown. So we'll keep up with that and see how that goes.
And this is a game, a series. I think they're 1-1 on this year. I think Baltimore got them early, and then Cincy went on that run and got them late. Baltimore, like I mentioned earlier, has the number 2 overall defense in the NFL. And since they got Roquan Smith, they're probably the number 1 because it's night and day. They had question marks on that defense. Then they made the Roquan Smith trade and shot up to number 2. So they probably are playing the best football on the defensive end. I just don't think they'll be able to score enough on Cincinnati's defense. So it's on Joe to put up, up over 20 and really give his defense the best chance to in the game for them. And I think they will, especially if Anthony Brown is the starting quarterback, who's a rookie from Oregon, and not Lamar Jackson, who's the NFL MVP.
For sure. So, man, let's go Bengals. This next, we talked about the Giants and the Vikings too, about being a good game this weekend, Floyd. But man, this next one, man, the Cowboys in Tampa Bay. Hey, Monday night. Hey, this gonna be crazy too, man. Who you think Tom Brady gonna pull through, or you got Cowboys rolling?
It's super unfortunate, bro, because Dallas is playing the worst they've played all year going into this game, and it's on the road. But we know what they got to do, and that's score 18 points. To score more than 17, beat the Tampa Bay Bucks. They beat up on somebody last week for 30 points, but it was a lesser team, definitely not a playoff caliber team. I don't think Tampa has a shot of holding them up under 17. So, like, somebody has to do something differently if Tampa Bay is going to come out victorious in this game. And I think the only thing that they can do differently is try to run the ball and not go too fast and give Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence a chance to strip sack and turn the game over. So they'll try to shorten the game, make it slow, snap the ball under 5 or 6 with the play clock. So Dallas might score like 24, but I got them winning 24-16, 24-17, 24-14. It'll come down to Tampa getting some kind of last minute shot, possibly, and hopefully Dallas can come out victorious. But that's what I see.
I got Dallas pulling this one through too.
Lower scoring game, nobody touching 30.
Yeah, I mean, I seen a little thing. He said Dallas won. They lose one, or does it lose two? Lose one or lose two? Go like 4 straight, lose 2, go like 4 straight, something like that. And they just lost. So it's like somebody made the comments about, oh, the Cowboy, of course, Cowboys gonna win it all. They're going 4 straight.
Yeah, 4 straight.
You only need 4 to win, the wild card divisional, the NFC championship in the Super Bowl. But I don't know, man. Yeah, they got started, man, because they going by the little numbers thing. But Tampa did take them down in week 1, but like that was week 1. I feel like Tony Pollard, if they get them rolling, him and Zeke, they got an overall good team, man. Regardless of what they just had this past week, losing to the Commanders 26-6, man. The Cowboys got a good team. They are another team to look out for in the NFC. And I got them ending Tom Brady career right here, man.
Yeah,
I got them ending the career. It's over with. So I got Dallas winning this for sure.
That's the thing. Like he said he don't feel like he's retiring. I don't see, like, I see him leaving the NFC South, right? But I don't see him
retiring,
ending his career on this season. Like, it was so trash, so subpar that would kind of be like the bow tie on his career. And he doesn't. He's got a little bit too much pride to. In my opinion, from my outside looking in opinion. I don't see him, even if he has to go try to find another football team and go for another run, he wants to end it on a championship run. And I think one first round playoff loss and in such a bad season, a losing season like this was, I don't see him going out like that, unfortunately. But he'll probably get up out the NFC.
That's what I was thinking, man. Maybe he go back to the AFC. Hopefully, man. Get up out our division. That's all I want you to do. Go ahead and go back to the Patriots or something. I don't know. Just get up out our division. That's all I want to see Tom Brady do, man. But
yeah, I would be happy to see him in the AFC back again. For his last year or 2 or whatever it may be. Just get up out the way.
For sure. Watch out, man. Let us go ahead and take back Osiris. But at the same time, I kind of would like to see him stay there just so we can bust his head real quick to let him know, hey, man, you didn't run nothing over here like you thought you did.
It's a wrap next season.
Some problems. Yeah, we just having a little bit of problems.
Carolina is going to have to find whoever they're going to move forward with as far as like coaching and all of that. Atlanta has a lot of question marks and a young quarterback that's like not near proven, who could be decent next year, but not necessarily a threat right now. So the Saints are trending to where, like, if we do those 1 or 2 or 3 moves, namely quarterback, we're going to put ourselves in a position to lead this division again and kind of take it back from the Tampa Bay Bucks. So I think we're the division champs the last 2 years.
2 years, yep. For sure. Because, I mean, that's the division that we ran for about 4 plus years. So we'll get it back, man. And I feel like I said, it all starts with the draft. We got the draft coming in April. So we'll look at that. We'll look at the Sean Payton deal, what this got going on.
Yeah, I just need to know what we getting, man. They need to go ahead and pull the trigger. I can't wait to the 17th.
It's just crazy because, like I said, with the Arizona GM thing, he had the little smirk when they asked him about Sean Payton. So I mean, maybe he just smirking the smirk. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see how that works out. Hopefully, like I said, top 5 pick. We get a top 5 pick in the draft, y'all. I'm sorry, hang it up. We get one of these superstar QBs out of college. And
yeah, we're demanding it. We're demanding it. You gotta come with at least top 10, or we ain't even talking really.
We gonna run it up, but
we ain't even talking really.
I'm gonna try.
We're gonna get this QB.
I'm gonna try to be more like Ken though, man. I'm trying to let it manifest and just sit back. But it's just hard. It's real hard.
Yeah. Well, I'll have all the excitement for all 3 of us because I'm live. I'm checking Twitter every 30 minutes, putting Saints in it, Saints draft pick, Sean Payton. I'm trying to get all the news. I want to know what's up, man. I love that we granted Houston permission earlier this morning. Mm-hmm. I love that we granted Denver permission to begin with. Because that kind of got the talks, the trade talks talking.
The price going up. The price going up.
And the price is slowly going up. The more teams realize that Sean Payton is more than likely back on the market again if you got the right draft pick.
Exactly. So we talked about the Sean Payton deal, y'all. We'll keep y'all updated with that. I told them I told Floyd and Ken in the group message, man. I said, we coming to an end with this season, but if some fire news just drop while we're on break, man, we might slide in here, chop it up real quick. Hey, man, y'all just see what happened, stay on top of everything. But other than that, man, after playoffs, man, we're gonna hang it up for a little while, y'all. And season 2 is gonna be a movie, man. It's gonna be very nice. But we talked about the Sean Payton deal. We talked about our free agents for the Saints, y'all. We showed y'all our 2023 home and away schedule. It's not in order, but that is the home and away. And then we got our Week 18 breezy fix of the week recap out the way. And then we also talked about the playoffs. So if your team in the playoffs, man, good luck to y'all. Fortunately, we're not. So I guess we'll be cheering on Joe Shiesty and them. But,
yeah. Hey, gotta do what we gotta do.
Gotta do what we gotta do, man. Gotta go to the LSU boys, man. But other than that, man, it's all love. We had a good one today, y'all. Thank everybody that tuned in. It's always love. And we'll see y'all, man, this weekend when these games get jumping off.
Yeah, man. Hopefully, if your team is in the playoffs right now, you know what I'm saying, you can enjoy it. We on the couch club right now. So, as y'all join us on the couch, slowly but surely, we can all kind of come in and soak together while we wrap up season 1. Season 1 of Who That TV is coming to a wrap. We're gonna take a month, 2 months. It's gonna be a little while, and then as the draft kind of comes back, then you're gonna see our faces again, and we're gonna talk this good football. But can't wait to get into it with you guys. Good luck for y'all teams in the playoffs. Like I said, it's couch club for us, so we're gonna watch y'all stress out.
But it's still Who That. Stop playing with us, man. Big New Orleans.
Who that?
Who that, baby? Thank y'all for tuning in. All love.
These boys know what it is when you messing with the champ. And they ain't young jock, but you know it's going down. I ain't really talking flame, but I'm the hottest around. And they ain't worried about it, cause you know how it is when you get into that bag. You get into that bag when you chase into that bag. You get into that bag when you run into that bag. You chase into that bag when you get into that bag. You chase into that bag, yeah. All I see is dollar signs, money on my mind. And I can't worry about you, I'ma spin till it's done. Work, hustle. Boy, you know I get it off the muscle. Why these boys stressing? Look, I got them shook. Okay, now watch me drive back like Jameis Winston. Give me out your mentions, I forgot to mention. I'ma cop that yellow rollie looking like the Simpsons. I'm tired when I pop out. They wanna play, but not now. Cut shit fade like a barber. Watch me cut your shit down. I used to trust, but not now. I used to love, but not now. I'm so heartless, you can get hit with it, my steed. These boys